Hello everybody, Cal Banyan here. Cal Banyan's Hypnosis, etc. on calbanyan.com. If you're watching this video anywhere except calbanyan.com, you want to go there right now. Just leave where you're at, type in calbanyan.com, go to the free hypnosis videos for hypnosis professionals area, and you know what? There's this video with additional text, links, images, and a way to get to all the videos where we have over 400 nuggets. Each video has 1 or 2 nuggets in it, 400 videos plus. We're going to be coming up on probably 500 videos before the year is over. All right, let's get right into the meat. The supporter saboteur. Did you know that many of our clients have a supporter saboteur? And we're going to talk about that, how client supporters can undermine their success and the things you can do, perhaps prophylactically, to prevent any bad things from happening, like the undermining of your client's success. All right, let me tell you what, I am back here with one of my favorite co-hosts. In fact, all my co-hosts are my favorites, but I'll tell you what, Erika Flint, because of her background in software engineering and problem solving, she brings a unique perspective to the field of hypnosis. That's right, she used to be in that world, and then one day she said, I think I want to work with the greatest computer in the world, the human mind. She got interested in hypnosis. She took a certification course near where she lives. Wasn't quite enough. She started doing some more research as a professional would do. She found 5-Path, took our 5-Path DVD course, got certified in 5-Path, and voila! All of a sudden, she had a system that would work. Later on, she went through my 7-day Week of Power course, got even more information, and now she is rapidly becoming a leader in the profession. She speaks at the National Guild of Hypnotists Convention. She's spoken at the Solid Gold Weekend Convention. She is a writer, and most importantly, she is a co-host for today, and that's what's important. How you doing, Erika?
Hi, Cal. I'm great, thank you. It's great to be here today. And so let me tell everybody about you before we get started with our topic today. Cal Banyan is the authority on hypnosis that works. Yes, it's a systematic approach. Started using it right away. It works. It's very good. 5-Path is very good. He's been in the hypnosis profession for 20 years, and he's won nearly every award in the hypnosis profession from the National Guild of Hypnotists, which is the oldest and largest hypnosis professional organization around. He's an author, he's a speaker, and he's a writer, he's an instructor. He has appeared on television and radio talking about hypnosis, talking about his books, and he is the trainer of some of the best in the world. He is the person that experts turn to for guidance in the profession. And he's also just a really great guy. He's really smart, and he gives so much back to the profession. And, you know, he's the real deal. And I love all of those things about him. He's the real deal. When you talk to him, it is really hypnosis. This is who he is. He knows what he's talking about. Really smart, great teacher, and giving back almost, 480 free hypnosis training videos. So thank you for having me here today, Cal.
That's amazing. Thank you so much. I know this has been quite a year for me. We've got my 20th year in the profession, 10 years of doing these audio and video podcasts, and now this year we'll probably hit 500. Wow, if I knew it was going to be all this much work, I probably, would have just got on my motorcycle and went for a ride somewhere. But actually it's turned out really good. I love doing this. One of the favorite things that I do, and it's easy for me. I just show up, and my co-hosts are responsible for coming up with a bunch of topics. Just before we turn the cameras on, we sit down for about 10 or 15 minutes, sort through them, decide what we're going to do, and she pitches them to me, and this is the ones we selected. The supporter saboteur, how client supporters can undermine success, and what you can do about it.
Right, so this topic showed up in my office multiple times in a couple of different flavors. So I wanted to talk about it because it's really important. We are here to help our clients, And a lot of our clients are coming in completely on their own, right? They're like, oh my gosh, I need some help. I don't know what else to do, and they come to us. But there's other times when our clients are actually not the first people that contact us. There's somebody else in their life, a parent, a spouse, something like that, where, for example, in my case at least, and this has happened multiple times, where a spouse will call in to try and schedule sessions for hypnosis for somebody who to stop smoking specifically. This has happened a number of times for me. And so I wanted to talk about this topic because if we just take on that client without understanding how to help them, then we might not be successful. And that's why I wanted to talk about this. So on the bottom line is we need to make sure that our client really wants to be there for the right reasons, or the hypnosis work we do with them is going to be very challenging. So Cal, has this showed up in your office too?
Oh, like only since the beginning of time. I mean, so many times someone calls in and says, can you make my husband stop smoking? Can you make my son stop drinking? Can you make it's kind of like that, can you make so-and-so? On a more benevolent kind of vibe, it's like, can you help my poor so-and-so with his or her problem? And we usually say, yeah, sure, that's easy, we do it all the time. And they're very excited after that. But then we have to do some things. Go ahead, Erika.
Right. So what we have to do, and I completely understand this. I'm very busy. I get it. I mean, sometimes people are making arrangements for somebody else, right? Can you help my husband stop smoking? I'd like to make an appointment with him to see you, for him to see you. And so what I will do is I want to talk with the actual client first before I actually put them on my schedule. So I want to talk with them. I want to see if they actually want to be there. Or, because what could be happening really is a couple different things. So the two things that I see often are, yes, the client actually does want to be there and they were just busy and asked their spouse or somebody in their life to make arrangements for them. They're excited to be there, they want to do the work, they have something invested, like they're paying for it themselves, for example. The other is that they're just there to appease their spouse, or they're just there to kind of stop the nagging, that type of a thing. So we want to make sure that it's not the latter. We want to make sure the client really wants to be there. If your client really doesn't want to be there, and they're just coming into hypnosis because of somebody else, it's very likely they are not invested in the process and they won't be as successful. It will be frustrating for you as the hypnotist, and it might not work. And when that happens, then your client thinks, oh, I tried hypnosis, but it doesn't work because they weren't invested. Right, Cal?
Now, Erika, one of the interesting things is, did you know that some people under that condition will come in because they don't want it to work? You see, so like, let's think of this guy, and his spouse has been going, please stop smoking, do it for your health, do it for the kids, do it for me, blah, 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 blah. And so he's been pushed into trying to quit cold turkey. He's been pushed into weaning off, one cigarette less a day. He's tried the patch, he's tried the medication, he's tried everything, and still the spouse keeps nagging, right? And then he says, I got an idea. I heard about this hypnotist. It helped Frank down the street. And so go do that. And somewhere in the back of hubby's mind is, okay, if I can go there and it doesn't work, maybe she'll quit bugging me about it. So there is possible that a client could come in with the intent of just going through the motions so that, he or she can get his or her, spouse, partner, whatever, off their back. How's that sound?
I think you're totally right. And that is just not good for anybody, right? It's certainly not good for you as the hypnotist, because it is not fun working with people who do not want to be there. It's just tiring. It's exhausting because, you can tell that they don't really want to be there. They're just going through the motions. And so I want to make sure when I'm talking to these people, I want to make sure that they really want to be there. And so I'll ask them, why? Why do you want to stop smoking? And why today? Why are you here today? So these are some of the questions that we ask clients anyway. And I want to make sure that I feel good about the answers. if you take on a client that doesn't want to be there and they're not successful, it's not good for your reputation. It's not good for business. This person's and their friends will say, oh no, so-and-so went to hypnosis and it didn't work, right? When in reality, client never had an intention of it working to begin with.
Absolutely. Hey, let me tell you a little insider technique on that. And that is, like, we would see this, we haven't done it in a long time, but we used to offer like gift certificates, and people would buy gift certificates for their friend to quit smoking or their friend to lose weight or their friend to whatever, right? And they'd come in, and what we would immediately do with these people, because they're not invested in the process, they might be only lukewarm at best at wanting to make this change, is we will immediately put that amount of, like, let's say, just for round numbers, let's say they bought 5 sessions and they're $100 a session, right? We say, we just want to make sure you want to do this, and we'll lay $500 on the counter. Boom. It says, here's what so-and-so paid for your sessions, and it's yours. Now you get to choose whether you want to spend that money on these sessions or if it would be better spent somewhere else. Okay, what happens then? Well, now they've got the money, and if they slide that back, what's happened is now they have invested in the process. Now they're saying, so now they've got something to lose. And so this can be a really good psychological technique for those people that you're just not sure. What do you think of that?
I think that's a great idea, because that does happen where people want to pay for sessions for other people. And that's a great technique and a great segue into kind of the second part of this, which I've seen in my office very often as well, where there's an adult paying for their child's hypnosis. All right, so I'm not talking about children here, because clearly most children, are not going to pay for their own hypnosis sessions, so that's usually common. I'm talking here about adult children. And so I've had plenty of clients plenty of parents of adult people call me and say, can you help my son stop drinking? Can you help my son stop smoking? Can you help my son get off marijuana? That type of a thing. And the parent wants to pay for it, but the child is grown. The child is, in the last case, the child was, over 30 years old. And so when the parent wants to pay for it like that and hasn't yet, so for example, I'm talking to the client, I want them to be invested at least partially. So another way to do this is to say, all right, well, I want you to have some investment in it. Even if the parent wants to pay, have that adult child have some type of investment in it. Maybe they're paying half, or maybe they're paying a quarter or something like that. And because a lot of times, like I don't have gift certificates per se, so the adult is just planning on paying for it, so I actually don't have money in my hand. Does that make sense, Cal?
Absolutely, absolutely.
So that works really well, because the other thing that can happen is that the person can show up and they kind of want to be there. Like they do want to be there, but they're really not invested. So they're really not invested in the change. They're really not invested in the work. They're really just not, they're really not ready. And so all the work that you do with them will kind of be like, it'll be very challenging for you. And so I would definitely avoid in getting that adult child to have some investment in the process. It'll be much more successful.
Sometimes it's not money. Maybe it's something else. Maybe, either the child or the adult child can do something for the parent. And sometimes it's just, hey, let's go out to lunch. Come on by and we'll move these boxes for me, or something like that, just so that they have something. I say it all the time in class, people only value what they put time, money, and effort into. So give them some way to do it. Perfect. Keep going.
All right, very good. So this next scenario is a little bit different, okay? So this is the scenario where you have another person who is associated with your client, a spouse or children or parent, and they're really not supporting your client being there. And what happens is that your client will come in and say, oh no, I'm not telling my family. I'm not telling my family that I'm here because they would not be supportive of me being here. This is kind of the opposite problem, right? But it can be, there's an easy fix for this. And so what I tell my clients, and Cal, I can't wait to hear what you usually say, but I will tell them, you know what, you're here and you are investing in yourself and you can be successful even when they aren't supporting you. You can do this. I've helped hundreds of people do this before, and you're going to be able to do this too, because this change is coming from within you and you're going to be able to do it even if they're not supporting you. So what do you think about that, Cal?
Yeah, perfect. One of the things I want to do is segue into see if we can start listing some benefits so that they can see that it's for them, even if, God, one of the things I do is I say, if there was a button on this desk, right there, a button, and you pushed that and the problem was gone, what would be the immediate benefits of that, and what are the long-term benefits? And we can immediately start writing those down, and then it becomes something of value to the client. Perfect.
I love that. I'm writing down button on the desk. Very good.
So the imaginary button right here, and you push that and the problem is gone. How's that going to affect your life immediately and in the future? And we just start writing that stuff down.
You know what I love about that is what it created for me in my mind was a real image of a client kind of pressing this metaphorical or imaginary button. But it's actually them taking action, and they're going to remember that, and they might even laugh about it. And when we can get our clients to kind of have fun with this process and laugh about it and use their imagination and enjoy the process, you've just helped them make a change, right? And so we do want to have fun. We do want to be imaginative with our clients. And so I really love this idea. I'm going to use it next time it comes up. Thank you, Cal.
Perfect. Good. Okay. Let's see. We got a couple more minutes left.
All right. Well, the other thing that I want to mention about this, when a parent does bring their child in, okay, one of the things that I get all the time with parents with children is that they want to be able to be in there with the child. And we've talked about this before on this program, but since we're talking about other people in the hypnosis session, in the process, I just want to make sure that we talk about how important it is when you're working with kids, how you understand that the confidentiality between you and your client is very important. And we're not going to tell parents about what's going on in the session because that could interrupt the session, right?
Well, yeah, and I I have a client right now who has his mom is paying for the sessions, and they're from another part of the country, and it's just like, I need to tell him right away that this is all confidential. She doesn't get to hear anything about this. And all she should care about is your success, the results. And that's up to you to report to her if you deem necessary.
Right. Right, because otherwise our clients might not be forthcoming with us or might be nervous about if they say something to us that it's going to get back to the parent. So these are all issues that we're talking about here today where there's other supporters or non-supporters sometimes involved with our client's success, and it's how to address each and every one of them to help our clients get the results that they came in for, and even more than that. So that's all for me right now, Cal.
Perfect. Thank you very much. You got a training course coming up?
Yeah, I do. I have a NGH approved Banyan Hypnosis Super Course coming up in October, the middle of October. And that's going to be great. Looking forward to that. It's already getting, I think it's already over half full. So that'll be a really great time.
Perfect, great. And also I have the NGH Banyan Hypnosis Certification course coming up in October, and it is also over half full. It will fill up. If you think you want to be in that course, you better contact us right away. And one of the cool things is we have early registration discounts. You can save some money. All right, also visit us on Facebook, facebook.com/hypnosis, etc., because you can get in on the conversation, things that are going on in between shows. And also, let's see, anything else I want to do? That's good enough for now. All right, Cal Banyan signing off. This recording is the property of Cal Banyan and the Banyan Hypnosis Center for Training and Services, Incorporated. All rights reserved, for private use only, may not be duplicated without permission. For contact information, go to www.hypnosiscenter.com.